office. Oh, look at that. I'm on the wrong video. No, I'm right here. No, it's good. Silicon Valley offices vacancies are stuck in double digits, and RV fire almost burns down a house. Talked about it last week, but I want to talk about it again because I think it's important. And then Tuesday's highs and lows. Let's see what Silicon Valley highs and lows were done this last week. It's actually pretty cool. Let's jump into it real quick. I want to show you the quick numbers. There we go. There we go. Got to work on my cameraman. So rates today are 6.74, which is a lot less than it was last year. But if you look, you can work around deals. And I wouldn't work with any of these guys. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to, but there's local brokers that are far more knowledgeable and they get better rates than even these guys. So be careful what you do. There's people that like Rocket Mortgage will drop rates, but then their service is horrible. They don't tend to close on time unless they have the right people behind it, right? And it's important to have somebody that's local, that is proactive on getting things done on a timely manner, especially when you're buying houses, so or even refinancing. Quick stop on Pearl Ave, right by Capitol Expressway and Pearl. Oak Ridge is down here, right here. And Pearl. So 395, that's the lowest in the valley. We're in San Jose right now. Okay. San Jose resident nearly loses home from RV fire. Guys, I know I talked about it last week, but here's the problem with this. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And while I understand that they have a problem, we have a problem with the homeless and we feel bad for them and all that stuff, but it's not going to solve the problem. The problem is that you give somebody a little bit and they expect it. They start giving them more to appease them, and all of a sudden now we're trying to figure out how to house homeless, where this should not be allowed, right? San Jose, out of the entire county, is by far the worst. I went down east side San Jose on a listing appointment yesterday, and there were homeless encampments everywhere. It's almost like a shanty town these days. And while I understand we have to do something for these people, we can't let it get to where it is, or where the next step is where they start ruling the roost and start holding court over us. They take our resources, they burn down houses, they have fire. I heard that there was a huge percentage of the fire calls last year were, in the last couple of years, were because of homeless encampments. There's poor supervision, there's zero rules. There's a lot of crime that happens, or homeless on homeless crime that happens, but you also see that they're stealing a lot of stuff. I go by these homeless encampments and I see 20, 30, 40 bikes. Now, they just find it, but I get that, right? And they leave trash everywhere. I'm having a problem with this because our politicians, our government is supporting this. And this is not the answer. And I agree that what we have is what we have, and that's just the way it is. But leaving them out, especially in freezing cold, they just did another report about homeless deaths going up because of the cold. This is not the answer to let people sleep in tents in one of the richest cities in the world. It's not the answer. There has to be some other kind of answer for that. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But when you are irresponsible and you start fires and you almost burn down another person's house, that is where the line should be drawn. This should be the catalyst, because if you don't care about somebody else's property, what's next? You don't care about other person's personal space. And then all of a sudden they start getting hurt, or there's more murders, or what. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying that there has to be certain rules enforced. And our city's not doing enough to enforce these rules. And it's the mayor, the old mayor, it's the government all the way up on high to California, right? And it's all the way down to the local government, your local council members, and you need to call them up and start complaining, saying this is ridiculous, this is enough. No other city in Santa Clara has this abundant of a problem in Santa Clara County. I understand that we have federal and county and state funding to help provide, but there's no resource management. There's no rules, and it's completely out of control. And I'm sure that the police chief and the mayor and the council members want to do something about it. They just need somebody to jump through and keep on complaining about it. So I ask you, call your council member. Silicon Valley office vacancies stuck in double digits. Now, this goes into all the numbers and boring numbers. I'm not going to bore you with all these numbers because it's ridiculous you're not even going to remember it, but it's a lot. It's becoming a problem. They're continuing to build high rises. They're continuing to build office space, but they're not being filled because of the trend that's happened since COVID. People stop going to the office. Now they're forcing people to come back into the office 2 or 3 times a week. And then they're trying to force over the next 5 years, that'll become a norm where we're expecting you to come in 5 days a week. And that's just the new norm, take it or leave it. But we're still seeing office space stay unspent. So now what was I just talking about? The homeless problem, right? Oh, but they want to stay outside. No. I don't care about what you want. Too bad. Go live in the freaking mountains somewhere, right? If you're going to live here, let's put them in these places as temporary shelters. And no, you can't stay there more than 3 months. I don't know, whatever rules, right? You have to govern yourself. You have people coming in. Maybe we have these people that, the police and the social workers come through and make sure that it's governed correctly, and they're not stealing from each other, and they have a place to live temporarily until they get on their feet. And we create a process to get them on their feet and back into society as productive members. I don't know, but it's a global problem. It's a U.S. problem, and now it's a local problem. And don't come to me about, it's not zoned that way. Well, you know what? They can make an exception. Oh, you know what? This has been vacant for the last 5 years. We're going to take it over. That's called eminent domain. We're going to take it over, and we're going to create subsidized housing, homeless shelter, step process, or whatever. Let them create something to do that. Or maybe there's a nonprofit that can do something like that, where we can get people off the streets and into doors. I don't know. Call me crazy, because it's still one of the most expensive places to live, right? The highest sales price in Santa Clara County this last week was $5 million. We have houses selling up in San Mateo for $29, $30, $50 million, $100 million, right? It's one of the most expensive places in the world, and yet we have homeless, and we allow it. I'm gonna get off my high horse a little bit. So let's talk about these guys right here. Yosemite, no, that's not it. I'm going to tease you a look. There you go. Now, this is a really pretty house. Actually, it looks like I looked at this one before. It's a Tudor. It's a style. Nice. Very pretty. Okay, let's take a look at the vitals. 4-bedroom, 5-bath, 3,700 square feet. There's an ADU, like a little tiny granny unit, built in 1931 on 1.3 acres. Actually, I have been through here. This is a really nice little part of North Los Gatos, because downtown is right here, right? That's all downtown. That's Santa Cruz. It's where all the restaurants are. But this really close to where Netflix is actually over here now, but used to be Netflix was over here. This is a nice little quiet place, and it's far enough from the freeway that you can hear it, But here's the thing, you're walking distance to Vasona. Isn't that awesome? I mean, dude, but $5 million is a lot. Rare vintage treasure, secluded English Tudor. Must have read that. I mean, it's just a beautiful house out and out. Let's look inside. It's very nicely done. 2-inch oak with a maple, a very light maple natural look to it. It's a beautiful house. So it took 10 days to sell, 4.7 sold in 10 days, $5 million. That's how you price and properly market a house, guys. That's how you do it. Let's look at the next one. This one right here. My house is worth $1 million. Guys, I just sold a house over here, right? Let's take a look at this real quick. Where is the house that I sold? Inman. Closing next week. Well, right here, right? I can tell you that a house in good shape is worth about $750, $850, maybe $900. The house that we had was trashed. We didn't do anything to it. We actually replaced a broken window and a broken door. We didn't do any upgrades to it, and we sold it for like $795, I think. But look at this one right here. Same looking house. It's kind of boring looking, nothing fancy to it, right? Oof. Oh. Yeah. See? Okay, so yesterday I went on a listing appointment in the same area off of Piedmont. And when I tell you that a house won't sell for more than this, and then you tell me, no, it's worth like $500,000 more, there's a lot of ego on your side. And I'm not going to sit here and rag on you or whatever. I'm just not going to work with you, right? I've gotten to the point in my life where I could put a lot of effort and energy and time and money into trying to sell your dream of selling your house for $2.5 million, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I can tell you for a fact. I can tell you that when I look at your house and you've had 7 other agents try to sell it at $2.3, $2.4 million, and yet nothing happens, I could tell you that I'm not going to spend my time and energy on it. And when you look at a house like this and you look, oh, look, it's been on market 49 days. It's worth $950,000. No, it's not. Oh, I'll be patient. We'll wait. We'll negotiate with the right buyer. You're hurting yourself by doing this. You're hurting yourself when you sell your house higher than what the norm is. Let's see if I can find that really quick. Yeah, look at this. Right? So let's say that you're at market, right? You're only seeing 25% of the market, the buyers. So that house that we just looked at, really like $800,000, maybe it could have been $825, $850 if it was marketed right or priced right. But at market value, you're only showing your house on the MLS to about 25% of the buyers. If you come down 5 or 10% below, you get 75% of the buyers. You don't want the other bottom part because those people can't really afford to get to where you're looking because they're already stretching to where they need to be. If you're above, you have 5%. So if there's 100 people, there's 10 people, you're only seeing one person come through every couple of weeks, right? Because buyers come in and out of the market. That's why your house didn't sell. Your house could have sold for $850, $900, But your ego told you, but your ego told you that it was worth 950, and this agent probably agreed under duress. Okay, let's take a look at this one. See, now we know these houses because we live here in 95123. I live over here. I can tell you straight up your house is worth 1.3 to 1.5, depending on size, condition, right? So it doesn't matter where you list the price. It matters how you market it, the condition of the house, right? The condition of the house doesn't have to be super, super duper fancy. It has to be it has to look nice. It has to smell nice. Can't have any, major cracks. You can see that crack right there. That's a maintenance issue. I would have fixed that, but I get it. You want to sell it, sell it. See, there's nothing wrong with that. Ooh, look at all that under there. That's gross. I wouldn't even clean that. It's bad photography, right? There's nothing wrong with selling a house as is, guys, right? Now, if you fixed it up, you could have got another $200,000 out of it, but you would have had to put 50 to 100,000 into it. ROI is probably 50%. Nothing wrong with that. Totally up to your decision, right? We give you an option of selling your house as is right now. Put it on market, just like this one right here. Or we fix it up a little bit, or we do a complete turnkey, completely how you want to do it. And we give you kind of price ranges as what we think it might come in at. And then you decide if you're going to do that or not. And we have people to do that for you. And we manage that whole process for you. Okay. This is San Jose. Let's take a look at where this one is. The Alameda, Rose Garden. Oh, my house is worth X, right? This is where is that? This is where Googleplex is going to be, but this is Rose Garden area. And yeah, this is beautiful, right? These are beautiful homes. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to be sensitive to the price. And I can guarantee you that if I looked at 100-year-old houses that are 2,700 square feet that are in this condition and 1 mile radius, I can guarantee you that, you probably should have listed it around 1.6, 1.7, and then got up to 1.9, right? The ratio on that, 82% of list price. The La Porta, the one that we just showed you, that's 83% of original list price, right? Don't think buyers are stupid. Buyers are smart, and they're comparing against every other house that they're looking at. Price, condition, value, doesn't matter what price range, they're looking at it and your house is completely off the charts more expensive for whatever value point that they're looking at, square footage, upgrades, proximity to jobs or schools or whatever, or whatever. If it's overpriced, it's going to sit 84 days on market right there, right? 84 days on market, guys. Houses should not take that long to sell. Now let's take a look inside, right? Completely updated. This looks familiar. What the heck is that? Okay, that's why it didn't sell. This is an apartment upstairs in their attic that they built, and it has a separate total living unit up top, which I didn't catch. So you do wonky stuff like that, it's also not going to sell on time. But they did the gray colors, which is the modern thing for smaller houses. But you notice all the more expensive houses, like on Mondays when we do luxury, you see all the houses are done in natural, white, wood, right? Now this is done. This is a really pretty kitchen. I love this kitchen. I love that little uh, table there. I wonder if that's movable. That'd be smart if it was movable. You can even see, look, there's old world, 100-year-old wood right there, right? Beautiful house. I just don't know about the upstairs extra apartment thing. I mean, I get it because you're trying to add extra space and extra value to it. But then, obviously the buyer spoke. This is what I think it's worth. What's with the wood? A wood soaking tub. That is peculiar. All right, there you go. All right. Today we talked about RV almost burning down a house. Silicon Valley office vacancies are up. There's a solution in there, guys. I'm telling you. I mean, and then the highs and lows. We talked about the 4 different houses, 106 all the way down to 82% list of original list price. I'm Vito with Abottano. We'll see you out there.